Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob's Rig. Today I want to kind of compare the Ford Bronco, I know, sacrilege in a Jeep Wrangler group or channel, right, to the Jeep Wrangler, because it seems to me from some of the comments that I've seen out on the web that some people are actually considering the Ford Bronco as opposed to buying the Jeep Wrangler. So I thought it'd be kind of neat to go out, do a little search, see what info I could find. And I found quite a bit. It says here, choosing between the Jeep Wrangler and the Ford Bronco comes down to how you plan to use the vehicle. That kind of makes sense. If you want a more comfortable daily driver with modern road manners, like a pavement princess, I guess, the Ford Bronco is generally the better option. If you prioritize ultimate rock crawling capability, a lower starting price, or hybrid efficiency, the Jeep Wrangler is the traditional winner. And I think when you speak of tradition and you think of off-roading, particularly if you're talking about rock crawling, well, the Jeep Wrangler is going to win every time. But let's be honest, how many people are actually out there rock crawling a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 vehicle? I know there's some, but not a ton. So anyway, let's go ahead and look. This is what they call a quick comparison overview. And the first item is front suspension. The Ford Bronco, independent front suspension, smoother on pavement. The Jeep Wrangler, solid axle, maximum drive articulation. I think I would hand it to the Ford Bronco. If you're going to be out there just crawling around on the pavement all the time, yeah, the Bronco is going to be smoother, right? A better ride or experience for the pavement. Daily driving, and here we go. The Bronco, refined, quiet, tracks straight at highway speeds. The Jeep Wrangler, rugged, wanders on pavement, stiff ride. Yeah, I don't know if I'd agree with all of that. The ride is stiffer, and I have driven a Bronco, by the way. The ride is stiffer, but they've kind of solved that wandering thing. It used to be that the Jeep Wrangler would just ride the cup of the road, so you'd always be correcting the steering wheel, right? I haven't really noticed that on the 2025s anyway, the newer ones. Starting price. The Ford Bronco has a higher baseline cost, starts at $38,000 plus. The Jeep Wrangler, a lower baseline cost, starts at $32,000 plus. So for about $6 grand, you can go to the Jeep Wrangler, $6 grand savings, that is. Open air usability. For the Bronco, the mirrors stay on the body, frameless doors fit in the cargo area. The mirrors on the Jeep Wrangler are removed altogether, so when you take the door off, as you can see over there, you lose your mirrors, so you kind of have to get an aftermarket piece to stick in the hinge area. Not that that's a big deal, and they're not that expensive, so I don't even know if I would use that as an argument. So I think open air usability, I got to give that to the Jeep Wrangler. Hybrid option, EcoBoost gas engines only, no hybrids for the Ford Bronco. Whereas, and I don't even know why we're talking about this, but the Jeep Wrangler has the 4xe plug-in hybrid option available. I don't think I would really care about a hybrid option in a Jeep type vehicle, or any off-road vehicle for that matter. All right, let's have some points, some arguments for the Bronco, and then we'll get to the Wrangler next. We're giving it to the Bronco first because it's the visitor here, right? Why the Ford Bronco might be better for you. So, let's see. Superior road manners. Thanks to its independent front suspension, the Bronco handles like a modern SUV on asphalt. It handles high-speed highway cruising with far less steering correction, white-knuckle driving, than the Jeep. I wouldn't say that the Jeep Wrangler is a white-knuckle driver nowadays. You know, maybe back in the 60s, but not today. Better interior space and layout. The Bronco is wider and notably roomier inside, offering more shoulder room and a larger cargo area. Tall or broad drivers typically find the cabin much more accommodating. Maybe. I mean, the Bronco is seems to be a little bit bigger, so yeah, maybe. Let's see, smarter open air engineering. When you take the doors off a Bronco, the side mirrors stay attached to the vehicle. They are really hip on these mirrors, man. Additionally, its frameless doors are lightweight and generally designed to be stored directly in the back cargo area. Yeah, that would be a benefit. If you take the doors off of a Jeep Wrangler, I don't think you're storing them in the rear area. I mean, what are you going to stack them on top of each other, dent them up, scratch them? Not a good idea. Why the Jeep Wrangler might be better. Time to give the Jeep its props, right? Hardcore off-road articulation. The Wrangler's solid front axle is the gold standard for slow speed rock crawling. Again, back to rock crawling. I don't know who rock crawls, but it allows the front wheels to articulate over extreme obstacles more effectively than an independent suspension. So basically, if you are a rock crawler or you're on some very harsh, rutty terrain, the Jeep Wrangler is the way to go. The 4xe plug-in hybrid. If fuel economy is vital, the Wrangler 4xe variant lets you drive around 21 miles on pure electricity before the gas engine kicks in, an option Ford doesn't match. I don't know what to say. Affordability. Baseline stripped-down Wrangler Sport trim start thousands of dollars cheaper than the cheapest Bronco. That's true. It also holds its resale value slightly better over long ownership cycles. The Jeep Wrangler is arguably the best holding value used when you go to trade it in or something of any vehicle out there. So that's definitely a plus. Massive aftermarket. While the Bronco has caught up significantly, the Wrangler still enjoys decades of aftermarket support, making it incredibly easy to find cheap custom parts, lifts, and modifications. That for sure is true. I think the Jeep Wrangler really owns the market when it comes to aftermarket stuff, product and part availability, parts that have been designed and actually work. I think the only brand out there, or the only other thing that rivals it, is the Toyota Tacoma. And that's because I have experience with both. And the Tacoma, which I know you can't see, it's out there, has tons of aftermarket support. So what's the verdict? According to this, choose the Ford Bronco if it will be your daily driver, family road tripper, or casual trail machine. Choose the Jeep Wrangler if you want to tackle highly technical off-road parks, need a manual transmission, which we didn't even talk about, right? You can still get the manual transmission in the Jeep Wrangler. Can't get that in the Ford. Rock crawler, let's see, or want a plug-in hybrid drivetrain. Again, who buys one of these off-road vehicles for an electric type hybrid feature? Not me. I certainly wouldn't, because the last thing you want to do is be out in the wilderness somewhere, if you do that kind of thing, and run out of juice. What are you going to do? Plug it into a tree? Hell no. Anyway, that's the rub between the two, I guess. For me, I don't hate the Ford Bronco. Again, I've been in one, I've driven one, but I think the Wrangler is better. I think it rides just fine. I think it's more capable, and it's more unique, I think, in terms of what it looks like. I mean, a Jeep's a Jeep. You always know it's a Jeep, right? And the aftermarket support and things you can do with it. Leave a comment. Let me know if you agree. Is the Jeep Wrangler a better option? And I know we're slanted towards Jeep Wranglers here, but be honest, particularly if you've experienced the Ford Bronco. I'd be curious to know what you think. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.